What might the Senate budget reconciliation look like for farmers? We're going to talk about that, plus a Cargill plant closing in Springdale, and a lot more on today's episode of the Arkansas AgCast, which starts right now.
You're listening to the Arkansas AgCast, where we discuss the latest news, trends, and issues impacting Arkansas farmers and ranchers. Our show is brought to you by the Arkansas Farm Bureau Federation and hosted by Jason Brown and John Nickman.
Hello and howdy.
Hey, happy Thursday, everybody.
I was afraid that my mic didn't get muted for the intro music.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say anything just in case. It's kind of when you know, the headphones can have a weird effect sometimes when you talk. You hear yourself, through your ears only.
I will say that took me a while to get used to when we started, or at least when I started.
Yeah,
hearing my own voice, sometimes
not
it's
a
weird.
fan. It's tough. It's still.
It must be tough for y'all if it's tough for me.
Sorry, it's double hard for us.
Sorry, I'll try to change it somehow.
Yeah. Oh, me. Show me a person who likes the sound of their own voice in a recording, and I'll call you a storyteller. I didn't say like the sound of their own voice.
He looks doubtful.
A lot of people.
Somebody sitting next to me.
Oh, boy. Here we are. Here we go already.
Funny, that's never happened to me.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know anybody.
I'm just saying, I remember the first time as a kid I heard my voice recorded on a tape.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my word, is that really what's happening?
Yeah, I think we did like a junior play in high school. I still have never watched it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't plan on it.
Well, we might do that. We might have a watch party in
If
here.
you find it, I'll be impressed. I'm sure somebody out there is listening. I got a copy.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, hey, if you are listening and you have a copy of that Stuttgart performance, we'd love to see it.
I should have won an Oscar for that.
Yeah, no.
I think I was a pirate or something.
Yeah. If you do and you are listening, contact me. And,
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure it makes its way to YouTube.
Even if it's on VHS, we can handle that.
Exactly.
We're here at ARFB convention. We're going to play a short clip of John McMinn's junior play.
That's funny. What was the production? Was it Peter Pan? You said you might have played a pirate.
I think it was like a Gilligan's Island play on that, and then I was the ghost of a pirate that was on the island or something.
Being silly. If it's Peter Pan, you'd have been Tinkerbell.
Would I? I do consider myself
you're
good
dainty.
looking.
You're dainty.
Well, if I could fly, I'll take it.
Oh, me. Man, it looks like we're about to get pounded by rain again.
Yeah, we had a stretch there. Fairly nice.
Yeah. I am hating it. We're going to talk about planting progress and stuff, but I think they're calling for 2 to 3 inches for us here in Central Arkansas through Sunday, which is Father's Day. But I think Northeast Arkansas, they're talking about 4 or 5 inches up there.
They don't need any more.
I just can't imagine, these guys trying to get planted and dealing with all this rain. But, so it goes, I guess.
Yep.
What else is going on? What have y'all been up to?
Oh, just holding the fort down. Our department's been gone for our annual Southern Region Conference. I think they were in Alabama.
Yeah.
So they all got back today. Seemed like they had a really good time.
Yeah. I put some of them to work already this
Did you?
morning on
Good.
the media inquiries.
I'm sure they
that
were
came in
pumped up.
while they were out.
Energized.
lot going on. I told Brian, we work in the same hallway. We're 3 doors away from each other. And when we sat down in this room at 10:30, it was the first time I'd laid eyes on him today. It's busy down in our department.
Brian's a pretty busy guy, though.
He stays that way. It's
been a week.
Yeah, that's for sure. We announced last week that we had a winner for our contest, and we now have a name to go with that winner. So we said her username was Stacy and R, like AR, like Arkansas. But it is Stacy Witcher. is the winner. She's
Congratulations, Stacy.
cattle farmer. Thank you for that. Yes. Stacy wins a prize package from remember when radio stations used to just talk about stuff and you thought they were real?
Yeah.
And you realize as you get older, like all that was just made up. Like they would always talk about the prize closet. You know, we're going to go pull this out of it. And some of them would even have like a creaking door sounder or whatever, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is coming straight out of the prize closet, Arkansas AgCast prize closet. We've got an Nalgene bottle for you, a coffee mug, some stickers we're going to get sent out to you. So just as a way to say thanks for listening and supporting the show.
Yeah.
You had some very nice things to say about what we do here every week, and we are certainly grateful for that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you for that. And then let me see. Oh, how to win an election. This is a biannual, if I'm thinking of that correctly. I don't think we do this yearly. Seminar that we put on in conjunction with American Farm Bureau, and wanted to bring this to everybody's attention. Initially, this was set for the fall. But the Arkansas legislature had pushed our election cycle back a few months earlier, pushed it up a little bit earlier. So as a result, we've changed the dates of this class, this seminar, to be in August. So
Yeah.
how to win an election. If you are interested in running for office of any kind, even if you have done so before, this class can be helpful to you. It's a 2-day event. Happens here at the Arkansas Farm Bureau Center, August 26th and 27th. You can register by August the 20th. And if you're a candidate, if you're a campaign manager, if you're the spouse of a candidate, you will have something to learn from this this event. Some of the things that we'll cover is how to evaluate the candidacy, how to clarify issues, selecting a campaign theme, selecting your campaign issues, how to handle aggressive interviewers. I happen to get to be a part of that portion of the program. Planning a campaign strategy, creating an effective campaign organization, and the budget piece, how to report your finances, how to prepare a budget, how to raise funds. Everything is covered. And the cost is about $225, I think.
Okay.
So, register by August 20th. The event will be happening that next week, the 26th through the 27th here. I think you've got a dinner included in your registration cost. It's just really a fun event. I enjoy
You get
being
people
a part
putting
of
it on, deal with it all the time.
That's it.
So you're learning from people with a lot of experience in that area.
Cody from D.C., from American Farm Bureau, comes in from
Yep.
D.C., teaches a good portion of it. Like I said, we do some mock interviews on camera. There's just a lot to learn in the class. So I think it's a good one. School board, city council.
Yeah.
US
Especially if
Senate.
you're going into it for the first time. This gives you a good foundation to lean on for sure.
And you get to meet people
Yeah.
who are
Networking.
also running for office that you might get to, have somebody to sort of commiserate with or talk with, toss around ideas with. So very interesting. It's one of my favorite things that we do here at Farm Bureau, and I'm intrigued by it. And it made me think, as I was putting all this information together, it made me think that if you were to run for public office,
John McMahon.
okay, what office might that be? And here's this. It could be fictitious.
Oh, so I get to make up my own office?
Yeah, if you want to, make up your own office. But
That's never happened before in our history.
No, or just an office that exists. I know you'd probably go straight to the top.
That's funny you say that because what it reminded me of, I don't remember, we were at we were out west as a kid visiting some family, and we took a tour of an old like western ghost town, tourist trap kind of thing. And they had one of those little penny smashers, and you put a penny in it, smashed it, and then it sent you like a prediction of your future.
Oh, nice.
And it told me I was going to be president of the United States.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think that answers the question.
So yeah, I think that's my answer.
And
I
look at
will
you now.
announce my candidacy. Y'all will know. So make sure you prepare your ballot.
Yeah, where would you do that? From the steps of the
Right here on the podcast.
Oh, right
Why
here.
not?
Why not? We
Yeah,
do it right
this
here.
is a great platform.
Let us know so we can.
What about you?
Queue
Well-
up some patriotic, some F. Scott Fitzgerald or something.
We'll have to bring somebody with do some makeup first or something.
I'm a little less ambitious.
School board?
Yeah. Here's the thing about being the president, the head of the whole deal.
Mm-hmm.
The speed at which those guys age
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that office, and specifically, I mean, Gray, physically.
Obama's a good example.
That's exactly who I was thinking about. The speed at which he grayed and
old W, too.
physically aged was really kind of jarring.
I think I'd rather be like appointed to something, to be honest with you, and just skip the whole campaign thing.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. A campaign cycle, the higher you go, the longer it gets. I mean, some of these guys campaigned for 2 years.
Do I have unlimited funds? I guess because president would be kind of tough on a budget.
Yeah, it would be tough. Well, that's up to you to raise those.
Yeah,
funds,
again, I think I'd rather be appointed.
Just tell me where to go,
Yeah.
what to do. I'll
Some
be
sort
there.
of internationally
I'll be
traveling
there.
specific appointment.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty funny. Well, I'll tell you what. I recently did get elected.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
To what?
Haven't even told y'all this, I don't think. I am the incoming president-elect of my daughter's PTA.
Oh,
The
cool.
PTA at
Congratulations.
her school. So I think I've reached the pinnacle
Yeah.
there.
Here comes the micromanagement.
I'm
for everybody
very-
that's on that group.
Go back and listen to a few of these episodes. You might know
Oh,
what you're
boy.
getting into.
Prepare yourself.
Oh boy.
No, you'll do a great job.
I served on the board of that organization last year, and they said, "Let us know if you want to serve again the next year or whatever."
Yep.
And I was like, I actually don't think my position needs to be at the board level. I think
Yeah.
it just can be a committee. I'm happy to help however I can. And they came back and said, "We'd like you to run for president." I'm like, no, I don't think you understood. I'm trying to get out of this deal.
This is your farewell tour. As sitting as president.
They found the sucker, is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So,
I mean,
we'll see how that goes. I know there's a lot that goes into that, and it's going to keep me kind of busy. But
nobody, I don't think, is chomping at the bits to be the president of our fantasy football league. So,
no, that's you. That's you, buddy.
But if anybody was interested, we could definitely sit down and talk
I
about
think if we held elections, you'd hold on to it.
elections. That makes no sense for our league because I try to run it as a democracy and ask people questions. Let's all go for a vote. And they're like, yeah, whatever you think.
So wait, just so I'm clear,
Yeah.
when you did the smash a penny thing,
Yeah.
you were going to be president one day,
Yeah. One day. I'm still here. So
and you're president now, but you're trying to get out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not getting out of it.
So
I'm just saying, I'm trying to prove a point. It doesn't seem like a position anybody really wants. And it's nice after the league starts because there's really not a whole lot to do.
Yeah.
But trying to get y'all to pay up.
It's the bill collecting piece that you don't like.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
what do y'all think about this change? Nobody really speaks up.
I did, and you just ignored me.
And then
so.
once I implement that rule, people then start to speak up. Oh, I like this. So I asked you several times. So I don't know. I guess that's the trials and tribulations of being an amazing leader and the issues you have to deal with.
I can't wait to send a text to that fantasy football group and says,
I feel
by
it
the
coming."
way, listen to this episode of the AgCast
yeah.
if you aren't already.
Yeah. So, and I will say, just because you're president doesn't mean you'll always make the playoffs.
Or maybe that you'll never will.
More likely to be in last place.
I must say, that's quite the campaign speech.
Yeah, really, isn't it?
It is a very strategious position here at the Bureau.
Strategious.
Prestigious, excuse me.
I thought you were making up words. I wasn't trying to call
It's
you
a
out.
combination of strategery.
Yeah. We often do
Prestigious.
make up words on this show.
That's
so
right. That's right. And if you've
Big
got a
words are
name
hard.
in his script, then you can guarantee it's not going to be read right.
No, it's not. There's a word
boy.
in this one coming up today I'm concerned about.
No, that's funny. Yeah, I definitely had to go to the internet and say, give me the pronunciation key
See, that's
to
too
this
much
word.
work. That's too much
And I
work.
put it out beside it because there was no way.
See, if you just go into it straight ahead and then apologize for it while you're giving it, I think it's perfectly
That's
acceptable.
your approach. Oh, I love it. Okay. All right. Well, let's get back on task here. I don't know how we can segue.
You're
Elected officials. So luckily we're not elected officials and we're just
Clearly.
here doing this podcast every week. But there are some people who are good at their jobs. And we had several individuals from Arkansas Farm Bureau
Yep.
go see them and talk to them. We had a crew go to D.C. this week for the advocacy fly-in. Jay Robbins took a crew. I won't get to naming names because I'll leave somebody off on just on the cuff here, but had some great meetings with Congressman Crawford and I think I saw Congressman Westerman and even G.T. Tompkins, somebody
Yeah, I
that
saw
we
that
reported here too, chairman of the House Ag Committee.
They were at Bozeman's office too, I think.
Bozeman's office, and I think they met with Cotton's office. So made several stops along the way. And so number one, thanks to those farmer leaders for making the time to go up there and advocate for the work that you do. And glad you guys had a good visit. And I'll use that time to remind you, if you have not listened to the deep dive that we did with Jay and Mark Lambert on the legislative session here in Arkansas, Jay gives us a 3-meal recommendation: breakfast, lunch, dinner for a visit to Washington, D.C. I did not ask him. Yeah, there is. I did not ask him if they made any of those stops, but I bet they did. So
More than likely. We never miss a meal here at the Bureau.
And then last but not least, before we dive into the news, O&L happening July 17th and 18th in Rogers. If you have not registered, please do so. You can reach out to Jeff McClure here at Farm Bureau. He'll help you get that done. And there's going to be a lot of cool stuff going on there. 2 days of workshops and general session. We've got a great keynote speaker. I can tell you, Carrie Portell.
Division meetings.
Summer division meetings are happening. A lot going on. We're going to pack a lot into that. I guess it's really we start at lunch on Thursday and go through lunch on Friday.
Yep.
So we're going to pack a lot into that little bit of time there. So if you haven't made plans, maybe you should make plans to join us up in Rogers. There's an Ag Pack event, I believe, while we're there. So
there's a lot in that area too to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we're specifically or literally right where the convention center hotel is. There's a lot of good food. There's a Wrights up there. I think there's a local Lime right around there now.
There's probably a Ruth Chris around there somewhere.
Yep. So good place to be. Come join us. So, all right. Well, we're going to hop in here on crop condition and progress. I should have asked anything else.
Razorbacks play Saturday, College World Series.
Yep.
Play LSU. Be there or watch it on TV.
That'll be a fun series to watch.
I got a weird feeling that there's going to be a lot of purple at that game.
Yeah?
Maybe not as much red. We travel well, but man, LSU.
Yeah, they do.
They'll follow them across the world.
Yeah. Well, I watched a little bit of the game, the second Tennessee game the other night, and the announcer said basically they really were talking like it was the Razorbacks World Series to lose.
Man,
No
don't
jinxing,
jinx
but-
us there. But I did see we were talking about ULR the other day. Their pitcher entered the transfer portal.
Oh, really?
Arkansas picked him up.
No.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, nice.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Corn crop. I think we said this last week, but corn is officially done. 68% of the crop is rated good to excellent. That's down 3% over last week, so just maybe something to keep an eye on there. 32% of the crop is fair to poor. Moving on to rice, we planted about 98% of the crop. That's 2 weeks behind if we believe anybody's still planting rice. Not real sure what that looks like given some of the insurance deadlines and things like that. Only 1% above last week, which is 97%. This time last year we were done. 5-year average, though, is 98%, so we're right on pace there. 95% of the rice crops emerged good to excellent. 68% of the crop rated good to excellent. That's a 4% jump from last week, so good to hear. and then 32% of the crop is fair to poor there. On soybeans, 89% of the crops planted. Last week we were at 84%. This time last year we were at 93%. The 5-year average is 88%, so we're still slightly ahead of that. 87% of the soybean crops emerged. 60% of the crops good to excellent, and then 39% is rated fair to poor. There's been a small uptick since last week in that fair to poor range, so maybe seeing some quality issues start to emerge there in soybeans. 93% of the cotton crop has been planted. Last week it was 85%. This time last year was 96%. 5-year average is 98%, so we are dragging a tad there, likely due to all the rain, and this weekend will not help that. And then looking at the cotton crop conditions, 69% is good to excellent, fair to poor, 31%. We really need rain to stop for that cotton.
Yeah.
With peanuts, 86% planted. Last week it was 75%. Last year we were at 96%, so we're about 10% behind last year. But and the 5 years also 96%, so you can tell we're behind still there. Speaking of, our peanut correspondent was one of those individuals who made the trip to D.C., Heath Donner. Big deal to step away and travel to D.C. when we know that peanut crop is behind and needs to get in the ground. 62% of the crops has emerged, and then 63% of it is rated good to excellent, with another 28% rated fair to poor. Wrapping up really quickly, sweet potatoes, 68% of the crop planted in the state. Last week we were at 60%. Quality is really not looking great, 10% good to excellent, with 90% fair to poor on the sweet potato crop. And then the first cutting of hay. I've starting to hear a lot of conversation about hay issues. I ran into John Krangle this week, and he shared some challenges that they're having down there. 44% of that first hay cutting is complete. Last week it was 35%, but listen, last year we're at 60%. And the 5-year average is 64%. So we're about 20% behind where we should be this time of year.
Wow.
And that is 100% because of the rain. Only about half the crop is rated good to excellent, with the other half fair to poor. So, hay quality and progress has certainly got some challenges right now.
If it's not one thing, it's the other for hay the last 3 years, it seems.
Yeah, exactly. Having to feed it too early, or having issues with, quality, whatever it may be. So,
the thought I had when you brought up sweet potatoes, we need a sweet potato correspondent.
We do.
The little information we're able to gather from it, I'd be interested to know, why is this fair to poor? I'm assuming it's weather and water related and rain related. Fair to poor is 90%.
Do you know if the university has somebody, or if it's such a small?
Man, they don't have somebody specific to it.
Okay.
Like one specialist. Because, is it cotton and peanuts are the same person?
Yes.
So, and peanuts is much bigger than sweet potatoes. Or
Right.
I don't know. They may not be that much bigger, but again, unknown.
A lot of the sweet potatoes are concentrated.
Yeah, they are.
One area. So, all right, you want to get into it?
Yeah, let's do it. So I picked up an article from Successful Farming regarding Brazil's massive 2024-25 corn crop, projected to be the second largest in the country's history, and what it could mean for U.S. corn producers. And Jason, it may not be what you think.
Oh, really?
So while Brazil's production is set to break records, shifts in domestic demand there may open export opportunities for farmers here in the United States. Brazil's corn harvest this year is estimated at nearly 5 billion bushels, a 10% increase over last season, thanks to favorable rainfall in April and May. The bulk of this comes from the country's second crop corn, called, here's that word I was referring to earlier, safrinha, Safrinha. So that accounts for 78% of Brazil's total corn production, and it is expected to hit 3.9 billion bushels. That alone is up 11% from last year. Yields are also expected to reach 95 bushels per acre, even though planting area rose only slightly. Despite the bumper crop, Brazil's corn exports in 2025 are projected to fall by 9% to 1.4 billion bushels. This is due to surging domestic demand. Brazil's expanding livestock and ethanol industries are driving this consumption increase. Nearly 70% of domestic corn use will feed the country's record cattle, chicken, and pork production, while about 15% will fuel its rapidly growing corn ethanol sector. Brazil's investment in corn ethanol plants continues to rise, with 25 facilities currently operational and 15 more under construction. This long-term growth in domestic processing capacity suggests Brazil's export volumes may remain constrained in future years as well, offering U.S. corn producers ongoing opportunities to maintain or grow their share in the global market. And lastly here, for U.S. corn producers, this shift represents a potential advantage. With Brazil exporting less, the U.S. could see stronger global demand, especially since recent U.S. export commitments have already reached 99% of the USDA's annual target, the best pace in the last decade. If this trend continues, U.S. corn could remain competitive and fill export gaps left by Brazil's tightening supply. This article was really long. I picked up, so if you're interested in reading the whole thing, there's a lot more information in it, a lot more data, statistics, comparisons to the years before, what they've done. You can find that article at agriculture.com.
There you go. Well, it's that time of the year again. The 78th annual Arkansas Farm Family of the Year program has announced its 8 district winners this week. This year's group represents the diversity of Arkansas agriculture. These families span the full landscape of Arkansas farming, from row crops and cattle to poultry, pecans, and logging. Judges will now visit each of the district winners to help determine the 2025 Arkansas Farm Family of the Year, which will be announced here in Little Rock on December 12th. Here's a quick look at this year's district honorees. In the East Central District, the Mitchell family of Des Arc, brothers Drew and Luke, manage nearly 4,000 acres of rice, corn, and soybeans. North Central honors go to the Henley family of Evening Shade. Brian and Mary Ellen Henley raise cattle and hay on over 500 acres. Representing the Northeast District is the Dildine family of Blyville. Dalton and Skyver Dildine are carrying on a 99-year family farming legacy there across 6,000 acres of cotton, rice, soybeans, and corn. And I'll add a note there, new parents for the first time. In Northwest Arkansas, the Spears family of Fayetteville has been farming for 45 years. Randy and Donna Spears raise cattle, produce hay and silage, and sell direct-to-consumer beef. From Southeast Arkansas, Charles and Carolyn Hoover of Monticello raise cattle and operate a logging business across more than 900 acres. In the Southwest District, Shane and Kim Lockaby of Ashdown run a poultry and hay operation with the help of their adult children and spouses. And then representing the West Central Arkansas District is the Smith family of Dirks. Jared and Catherine Smith farm cattle and poultry on nearly 250 acres. And then winding up the list here is the Western District, Bruce and Laura Staten of Magazine. They've been farming for 53 years. Wow. Their operation includes over 1,000 acres of cattle and hay. Each family is evaluated on their farming efficiency, management practices, family life, and leadership in rural communities. This annual program begins at the county level and culminates in December with the selection of the Arkansas Farm Family of the Year. That family goes on to represent our state at the Sunbelt Ag Expo Southeastern Farmer of the Year competition. And I don't know if you know this, but we have had 3 national winners in the past. The Kirks of Clark County in 2008, Wildy Family Farms of Mississippi County in 2016, and most recently, the Cobb, Lyerly, and Owen Partnership of Craighead County in 2023. Awesome. So congrats to all those district farm families, and good luck as the judges come to visit your place. We'll keep you updated as the selection continues, or when we have that state farm family of the year in December.
Yeah, so when I was looking for stories for today, I saw those at agweb.com. Picked up, did a big story and write-up of the Dildines.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I have to
they
go
were
find
front
that.
page of their website.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, why don't we step away from the news to hear about how you can help cultivate safe roads in Arkansas.
Arkansas farmers and ranchers work 7 days a week. That means when you hit the road, you may be sharing it with farm equipment, especially if you're traveling along rural roads and county highways. Farm equipment moves slower than our pickup trucks and minivans. They may not have the safety lights and turn signals of our family vehicles either. The trucks and tractors moving down the road need extra room to make turns, cross bridges, and move through intersections too. We all get in a hurry sometimes, but it's important that we all stay safe, no matter if we're headed to buy groceries or grow them. So next time you're cruising past a pasture or field, keep an eye out for farmers. They'll be sure to keep an eye out for you too. If we all work together, we can make sure Arkansas is cultivating safe roads.
Let's take a look at the new legislation that potential legislation that released this week by U.S. Senate Agriculture Committee Chairman John Bozeman of Arkansas. This budget reconciliation package includes proposed reforms to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, while also outlining updates for the nation's Farm Safety Net and Rural Investment programs. The proposal includes several changes aimed at reducing SNAP spending by tightening eligibility requirements. Notably, the bill would raise the age of work requirements for able-bodied adults without dependents from 54 to 64 and require parents of school-age children over 10 to meet work or training standards. It also limits states' ability to waive these work requirements and caps SNAP benefit growth at the rate of inflation. These measures are intended to control program costs and promote program integrity. So for agriculture producers, the package proposes updates to the 2018 Farm Bill's safety net programs. These updates include increased statutory reference prices for all covered commodities and higher marketing loan rates, particularly for crops like cotton. The legislation also expands risk management tools to cover livestock, aquaculture, honeybee production, and for the first time, poultry operations exposed to weather-related risks. Beginning farmers would receive access to more affordable crop insurance during their first 10 years of production as well. The package also boosts investment in disaster assistance and conservation programs, increasing budget authority for these programs by over $16 billion, or approximately 35%. It includes expanded funding for trade promotion activities to open up new markets for U.S. commodities, as well as additional resources for agricultural research facilities, specialty crop programs, and disease prevention initiatives for livestock and crops. In summary, this legislation package aims to reduce federal spending on nutrition assistance while modernizing risk management and farm support programs. It includes provisions designed to improve the economic security of American producers, address inflation and input cost challenges, and strengthen disaster and disease preparedness across the agriculture sector. Again, this is just proposed language, right?
That's right.
So this is going to continue to progress. It's probably going to change quite a bit, or it may not. We'll see. But it has a few more steps before we see any real movement or decision-making on this bill. So as that process moves on, we will be sure to provide updates here on the show as always. But if you're interested in reading the full text, you can find it at agriculture.senate.gov.
Yeah, I think this is important, and pardon me if I missed this, but because what this reconciliation process is able to do is get some updates to some of the issues, especially risk management, that are missing out of that non-new Farm Bill.
Yeah, what are we, 2 extensions into the 2018 Farm Bill?
So, that's really important. And we actually did a video of this with Brandy Carroll from your team and Brad Peacock talking about why it's so important a couple weeks ago. So you can go see that. But good to see Senator Bozeman working on that and trying to get...
Yeah, they're trying to address those issues as quick as possible.
Yeah, exactly. And that's important. One of the questions I have asked is if they address some of these risk management issues specifically in reconciliation, what does that mean for the Farm Bill? Does it pull? And they say it would just be mirrored when there is a new Farm Bill,
whenever that may be
put in there. Yeah, so interesting approach to that process. So, all right, well, last story of the day here. August 1st will bring a big change to Springdale's agriculture industry, and we have some of those details. Cargill Inc.'s turkey processing plant, which has been a fixture of that community since 1965, will permanently close on August 1st, affecting roughly 1,100 employees. The closure comes as part of Cargill's decision to shift resources to plants in other states, but local leaders are working to make sure that the plant's workers are not left behind. In fact, Bill Rogers, who's president and CEO of the Springdale Chamber of Commerce, says planning began as soon as the news was announced back in January. The first thing that we did, he says, is to engage with the state. Rogers said that there's a rapid response team that comes into a community where a large plant is closing. They work with those employees and with the company to help prepare them for their next employment. We immediately sat down with our team with the Cargill leadership to ask what they needed and when they needed it, Rogers said. One major part of the response is a job fair that is happening on June 20th, which is kind of what makes this relevant again, at the Civic Center in Springdale. The event will feature around 80 vendors from a wide variety of professions, all aimed at helping former Cargill employees find new opportunities. We'll continue to track the stories. We learn more, but just kind of wanted to bring that up. Again, Cargill announced the closure or the potential for the closure earlier this year, but that is happening for sure on August 1st. So if you're interested or you're impacted by that, go to this job fair on June 20th at the Civic Center.
That's tough.
Yeah,
it really was like the second or third in the last year or two poultry processing facility that's closed in the state.
Or
at least there was one in Missouri, but right across the border.
We're 2.5 years into doing this show together, and I can think of at least 3.
There's one in North Little Rock closed, right? Mm-hmm. Then that one. I thought there was another one.
Yeah, there was another one. Yeah. So anyway, there you go. So we'll keep an eye on that and kind of follow up as any developments may have happened. But that wraps us up for the week. I went back. My goodness! I went back last night. Yeah. Speaking tongues here. I went last night and watched last week's episode just because I felt like I couldn't really remember what we reported on. I just kind of want to ask for context. Man, was Stump the Host a mess.
Was it? I got like a point and a half.
Do you remember?
0.75.
I think we gave you two full points.
Yeah.
Fully. But we came out of the gate with only one option for the first category.
Sometimes
he made us do history.
I did.
Well, which it's
better than science or geography.
Next to torture, but yeah. So anyway,
here
we go.
That was mainly because it was a farming question.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
and it was a good one.
We got it wrong.
Either way, you did get it wrong. So either way, it's time for
Stump the Host.
Yes. Your confidence in that dandelion answer was 0. And the surprise and shock on your face when he said you were right was
no way
so
that could have been
awesome. Right. It was great. I'm just telling you.
It was good. It was good.
I know a lot of times you have confidence issues and really self-esteem problems. So
really?
If you need a boost, go back and watch that. You'll really give you
Sounds like I need somebody to talk to.
I think you're the opposite of everything I just described.
I appreciate that.
Didn't pick up on the sarcasm there.
I can be a little sensitive, so I'll get over it.
All right, here's the categories for today. And
Thank
today
you.
I will let you choose.
Thank you.
History, arts, entertainment, science, general.
We hadn't had a general one in a while.
I had the same thought as I was watching that.
About that.
This one is the easiest one on the board.
It doesn't mean anything.
Easiest question or easiest category?
Easiest question.
Okay.
This. In bowling, what is it if you knock down all the pins with 2 balls?
Well, a strike would be if you knocked them all down with one ball. Spare, yeah.
There you go. Very good.
My brain saw a person rolling a ball with each hand.
Honestly,
I have no clue what that's called.
Honestly, I was hoping that's what you were going to see, but it was an easy question.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
John
Bailey
on last week's episode, he really tried to school you a couple times. He tried to teach you things about trivia.
About dandelions?
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Did you know?
It's quite all right. So we still have history, arts, entertainment, and science on this board.
Arts.
What?
I always pick entertainment. I'm trying not to.
We're trying to win and look good.
Yeah, that's right.
Impossible.
Yeah.
What is the only signed work of Michelangelo?
Did he paint the Sistine Chapel?
Mm-hmm.
He did.
Yeah, I think that's up there. What if he got crazy? And
No pun intended.
That's awesome. What if it's something crazy like Statue of David, like he signed a statue instead of
I don't know. I can't imagine his signature stood out.
the roof of the Sistine Chapel? Yeah,
Ceiling.
Sorry,
No,
you're right.
no.
Okay,
It was the Pieta, Pieta. So
Where is it located?
we're gonna
I
find
have
out.
no idea, but you're gonna have to Google it.
If only
Yeah.
we had
Or Bing
something
it,
that,
or,
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, we're Bing it. We've been talking about Bing.
and we've been talking about all the things. So
It is a sculpture, though.
there
There you go.
So I was on that. Yeah. Anyway,
Honorable mention.
I'm just trying to eke something out of it.
But very interesting because most artists do put their signature somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
that is. Yeah, and the fact that he only did it once.
I've never put my signature on anything. Come to think of it. So
How much fine art have you gotten into?
depends on how fine you want to name it. So
Okay.
there is a painting in the window of my office that I did.
Okay. Is it that big canvas?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to take a closer look at
Yeah.
that. I didn't
So-
realize you did that.
Yep.
Okay. I'm into that.
But I did not sign it.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Well, there you
Mysterious, Brian.
go. Yeah. You never
Okay,
know what he's
so-
going to come up with.
all right. So we still have history, entertainment, science.
History.
According to Greek myth, what did Prometheus steal to give to the humans?
I don't know, and I feel like I should know. It wasn't thunder. It wasn't lightning. What did he
I
steal?
was
Who did he
thinking
steal
about
it from?
land.
Well,
The gods?
I guess so.
Is
'cause
there a
I-
specific
I
god?
don't want to give
that's,
it
that's
away.
where
'cause
I was
it's-
wanting to.
Oh, that would give it away.
Yeah. So,
I don't know. That have to do with agriculture?
but you're on the right track because
I'm-
it's natural.
I'm going with land.
I don't know.
You've already guessed twice. Are you going to keep going on this?
I wanted to say
one.
dog because
Pick one of
man's
those.
best friend, but it's not that. I don't know.
Yes, he picked a dog for humans.
Yeah.
Blessed us with a dog. I don't know. You said land. So if I was to say like,
But he stole it.
yeah, he stole it. So he stole land.
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know. I guess I'll go with water.
Pretty close. Pretty close. You were closer than land. So,
Yeah.
But
Fish.
fire.
Fire. Okay. Yeah.
He stole fire.
Yeah, it's an element, right?
Yes. Yes.
It is. That it is. All right.
Yep.
Well, little Greek mythology.
Oh, that's that alien movie. Never mind. I
Yes.
was like, why do I know that name?
Yes, that Prometheus. Yes. What did the movie Prometheus steal to give to humans?
But I had
He
that
gave-
thought.
he
I was
gave
like, well, it's a
fire.
movie, but it has nothing to do with the Greek god.
That's funny.
Oh boy.
It's a good movie.
I wish I wouldn't
Yes.
have thought Greek mythology was so lame when I was in school.
Yeah.
Because it's very interesting to me now.
The new movie Odysseus is coming out, isn't it?
It is.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should be a good one.
Look into that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll get on out of here.
Yeah, it's cold in here.
That wraps up the
Shivering.
news. That wraps up the news for this week. Thanks for following along with the Arkansas AgCast. We're grateful for you taking the time to watch and listen.
Yeah, as always, remember you can catch new episodes of the show every Thursday afternoon. Find video episodes on Facebook and YouTube. Listen to the audio version wherever you listen to podcasts.
Make sure to subscribe and leave us a review when you have a few extra minutes. The Arkansas AgCast is brought to you by the Arkansas Farm Bureau. I'm Jason Brown,
And I'm John McMinn.
and we'll see you next week.